There's a man walking low to a town he can't fall. Down the highway, started from the burning sun. So 20 million churches, lungs waving in the air. And a seething prostitute said she once had a care. And all the little children that dance in the grass. Inside the nation, that would be the last. There ain't gonna be no kings, they won't wanna sit and sail. When the hills run like rats from the shell. Woke up this morning and I went for the sight of your eyes and a kiss. Don't know how you feel, but with the moon falling down, I'd like to spend the rest of my life in your road. Ain't your pumpkin pie? It's Halloween outside, you got some in your eye. Better cut across the room. Smile at me, ignore all my woes. And a bathroom stall. No other place at the mall. Talk about romance movie. And the ones that I might love. I lied about all the world that I told your friend. You're still on my mind. That train never left. And everything I needed is gonna go away. And everything I wanted will never stay. It's like a Halloween costume. It brings it down. Every good thing must come to an end.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Chris Bushman back with NFGL Live. Ooh, sorry, Mr. Microphone. And yeah, so tonight, late night, we're gonna do some late night 3Doing with World Cup Golf, Hyatt Dorado Beach, which I think is a course on the PGA Tour, and I'm assuming Hyatt is the hotel chain, perhaps, maybe. Sam, welcome to the stream. I am glad you cannot wait for 18 holes of 3DO golf. Unique features of this. Utilizes the 3DO mouse, which at first might seem a little bit off since it'd be a console game, so obviously it'd be optimized for a controller, but in fact, most everything in this game is some sort of like window or menu-based interface. So from what I found so far, the mouse is really the way to go. Other oddities, they do map the left click and middle click only to controller inputs, and I think it's like A is on the middle button, B is on the left button, so most of the confirmation buttons you're actually clicking are the middle button. So we're going to practice though, because I ain't so hot at this game yet, and we're going to as you can see, actually, there's a really cool. It honestly is just like a PC. It feels like an old. It feels like an early to mid '90s DOS sports game interface. But then we have nice CD quality audio. It's very not far off from, I would say, Madden 96 on DOS, which it wasn't Madden 96, but it was like Madden Championship something or other. But what's kind of cool though is they do provide a number of ways to practice the game, which was actually really helpful for me because it's not the most intuitive interface. And we'll see here. So we're just going to go ahead and play hole 1. And while it's going to be quiet right now because it's practice, I believe if you go into the tour mode, you will get some audio for like the hole numbers and such. Andy, when you have infant, sleeping is optional. Yes, I should be, but I'm not. So how does this interface work? Well, first we have the map. So we click on the map. This tells me the lie of the ball. I think I can drop the ball if I want to. It shows me where I'm at, and I can hold and drag to view the course. And this is really the only view of the course as a whole that I have. Furthermore, I can double click when I press view to zoom in on a particular part of the course. We'll get to what land is in a second in terms of what you're using that for. What's rather archaic, and we'll get in, I'll go into a bit of a ramble on this in a second, but the way you see what wind is you click the wind button and it'll show clouds appear on the screen and they'll move based on the wind. So you don't actually have a numeric value. Oh no, are we back? Cool. So there's not an actual like numeric value to the wind. You get just more of a subjective visual based on cloud movement. And that's what map gives you. Info gives you, I believe, the distance from the green, the height of where you're at right now, and the surface, which I would assume is, well, maybe they're counting the starting tee as rough. And for this window only, they lock the cursor within the boundaries of the window, which is weird. Land. So I hold land, this cursor comes up, and I move the mouse to see how the land elevation and all that changes. You have a little dot in the middle that shows where the slope is. The longer the line in the middle, the more extreme. That's land. Oh, dang, I just lost chat. What the blazes? Do I have any internet at all? I may have to bust out my phone for chat or something. I don't know. What the heck? One moment. Yeah, it looks like we're back up. That was weird. I don't know why my laptop decided to disconnect from the network, which that's what I'm using for chat right now. But anyway, so that's what land does. Preferences, I think it's just system preferences and audio stuff. If it'll give me any kind of cool little FMV stuff when... I have internet on my phone. I'm just using my laptop here for chat. I have that set up on the side. So for whatever reason, it just disconnected. Don't know why. Then club selection. So you go through your whole golf bag here. This is where you can set spin as well, and the stance, which I believe stance affects how much you slice or hook the ball. And then it'll give you sort of a max distance with the club here. You actually click on the golfer to go to how much power you're going to go to apply. And notice you have 5%, within 5%, different values you can apply to your swing, up to 110%. So what the mental exercise ends up being is you get a rough idea of where the landing spot is, which I think that's what info shows. I believe info is showing the where your cursor is at here. So I can go ahead and drag and move this to aim it somewhere else. And this is how I aim my golf shot, is just by where I target this cursor. And then from here, then I apply power, and it'll be a kind of like a two-step timing system to try to hit the middle. So I have a threshold, which is this whole off-color middle area, and then a sweet spot, which is the middle. So I'll just middle click and try to hit that, and that's a golf swing. And that is everything that goes into how you start evaluating what you're going to do for your golf swing. You do not get an overhead view of your target. That is not part of this. And so that's what makes it a bit tough, is you don't get a whole lot of, this would be kind of the rambling part, you don't get a whole lot of actual like hard value measurements or view of what all is happening with where you're trying to shoot, where you're trying to aim. So in some ways, it feels kind of cool because it's almost like I'm on the I can imagine what they're trying to simulate. I'm on the golf course, and I'm trying to use what I know around me without having like some sort of real hard like value. Like I'll get an approximation of how far away a target is based on like a little scope I'll use, for example, I could use on a golf course to get distance. I can get some knowledge of like I can walk ahead and look at where I'm anticipating to land on the green or fairway or whatever. But at the end of the day, it would take other instrumentation to know the exact wind speed and direction at that time. I can look at sort of where things are moving, lick the finger and whatnot. Looks like the green is going to the left a bit. Okay. So it feels very subjective in that manner in terms of what you can actually use to try to get to the pin. My laptop's yelling at me to update. It's like, not right now. I'm doing stuff. So that's a big difference between this and, say, the golf club or Tiger Woods golf, where you would have very exact figures to figure out how you're going to swing. And more to the point, I can really only I can only change my power within 5% increments, which was rather odd to me. So, for instance, 105 is the threshold for putting wedge. They default me at 70%, which I would guess would be about 70 yards. I probably want to do a little bit shorter than that. Actually, probably do 55 to see if I can be short of the pin here. That's about dead on, brother. Because there's no wind. I went 49. Okay. That was about dead on for that shot, though. And this is where land really comes in. This is how I read the green. Is I drag this to see where all it's going. So I don't really get like a line necessarily. Looks like it's uphill and it breaks to, if I was from that guy's perspective, breaks to the left. So I probably want to say it's going uphill. Yeah, it's going uphill a little bit. So again, my power here is going to be kick it a little bit further ahead. So it's 11 yards, which also they give me yards up there, but they give me feet at the hole. Like, that's kind of lame. Try that. Then we get to the putting interface, which this does it in feet increments. So then I'd be looking at what I aimed at 33 and try to hit around 33 for this. And I can change. Oh, then I hit one. Dang gummit. Didn't want to hit that. Fudge. Yeah, I bet it did went 11 feet. I think it's going to be about the same, so I want to do that. What I was going to say is you have these up and down figures here, which you can change the intervals of feet as well, which you shoot at. But I'm going to go ahead. I'll have to hold it down. That's right. That's right. Crap. Doing a really good demonstration of putting in this. Real solid stuff. Let's see. I want to get about 7 yards. It's more than 19. Oh, a foot shy, really. Bam. But that's really how this game goes in terms of golf. So go ahead and play the World Cup. And so how World Cup works then is that you have a number of matches between sets of teams representing different countries. Yeah, button press is a little sensitive. A little sensitive. A little sensitive. You have pre-named characters here, or pre-named players here in terms of computer and human players. And so what you do is you would, I think you would, is it you click one here, and then you click a name to swap? Yeah. And that's how you bring in a human player. And I think you can go up to 4 players. What's really, really slick about this game, I will say, to its big benefit, even though it has this like weird clunky interface, is that there are a number of play modes you can do in this that are really cool. That being, you have skins games, you have match play games. There's one that's called Stableford, where basically, I think, Stableford is a little bit different from Scramble. But each partner alternates taking shots on the same ball. So that's how the team play works within that. You have a tournament mode. Let's see here. I'm sorry, Stableford is where you have a scoring system as opposed to stroke play. But then I think it's match play is where you have the swapping. And then they also have it to where you have a team mode where the best partner on each hole is what scoring counts for. So it's not quite Scramble, which is Scramble is where with each shot you pick the best shot to keep going like that. So you have a lot of like nice variety for team play in this, which I greatly appreciate. I think that's a really slick thing.
Hole 1, par 4, measuring 360 yards. Gentle dogleg right. The key shot is the drive, which should be kept left to ensure an open approach shot. The daring can cut the corner a little, but watch out for the lemon and lime trees.
So you get a little VO there. But yeah, I really think it's pretty cool what they have for actual team options in this game. What wind are we looking at? So yeah, so the wind is, and this is where this becomes in the play too for the wind, is that to keep in mind the perspective of this wind. So this is based on how I'm aiming right now. To the right, obviously, and a little bit against wind here for me. And that's pretty strong wind in this. I think that might actually be the way to go there. Let's see, make sure we have our driver set. Yep. Also, one thing to note, if I go above 100%, the meter that moves gets very difficult to time. It goes very quickly, so that's how they compensate for raw power. And you can see that wind is just going to carry that ball a bit. But I think we'll be solid. I think we'll be on the fairway and looking pretty good. But yeah, overall, I would say this definitely has some different design choices from modern golf in terms of how to give statistics and measurements of where you're at on the golf course, what you're trying to do. And it takes a lot of approximation in my head to line up my shot. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. It certainly adds a degree of challenge. It becomes very difficult to have consistency in the shot. But I don't think that's a bad thing. At least not yet. I haven't played enough to be like, no, this actually sucks. Okay, so I think I want to do like that. I have my driver on still, which we don't want that. We're going to go ahead and go... It's 175. Putting wedge is going to be 105. Yeah, we'll go putting wedge here. And I'm probably going to do about 85%, I think. 85 to 90. I'll do 90, just kind of give them how it went last time. That had some carry, man. Goodness. Wow, like I thought that was going to travel a lot farther, but I guess that wind really just killed it. Dang. Yeah, this makes chipping also a lot harder. Yeah, I know. Snooze that. I know Windows Update. You get. Not yet. So we're going to go ahead and do... I want to view kind of in between me and the hole. So it's going to be a bit uphill. And especially with how this works in terms of perspective, like that was not exactly where I'm facing right now. So it's probably like downhill this way more than anything else. It's really tough to kind of keep that mental image of where my ball is actually going to land at. I'm also trying to think of, can I change the type of shot? That's ball eye. I may not be able to. I may not be able to do like chips or anything like that. So I gotta go real small on this. Probably sand wedge. Let's give a bit backspin. I think that'll give me my backspin. I'm not sure if I have to use my stance in some way. I think that, again, that's more hooks and slicing, so I don't think I can really use that for chipping in. Let's have a 75-yard carry, 16 yards to the pin. So roughly 20%, give or take. I may have to just like increase the power I'm doing here because I'm probably losing some power with my accuracy too. It's just tough, man. Uphill going to the right. Do that. I wish. It's about 24 feet. Okay, it's about there. Didn't break quite as much as I thought it would. That's okay. Perhaps I exaggerated that a little bit. I think I had the distance pretty good at least. Will it tell me where I ended up on that? Probably not, because that was probably, what, double bogey?
Hole 2, a par 5, 530 yards. Gradual curve right. After 2 woods, the key shot is an approach.
But yeah, I think
well
this is
green.
definitely a game where
The golfer can loosen up.
you have to like golf to want to play this game. It's a bit no frills, and there's not a lot of assist. I'm glad I understand the game, at least. Like, it took a good half hour or so going through the manual and trying things to get an idea of what's going on. Certainly not perfect still. Is there no wind? I guess not. Okay. Okie dokie, Smokey. Well, I guess we can just fire away here. Got my driver doing that. And away we go. Hoping that went. That was out of bounds. Cool. I'm really glad the default aiming aimed me out of bounds. So I guess this is more of what we're looking for here. It definitely makes it hard when... Like, I wish I had an overhead view to set my aiming, but again, I think that's a bit against probably what they were trying to do, which is as realistic as possible. How do you try to approximate your shot, lining it up visually from your perspective? That was a good shot, though. 254. I am not Tiger Woods driving, I can tell you that much. I do not have a bunch of power. Am I in the rough? I don't think it's fairway, is it? I am in the rough. I was short of the fairway? Oh my god. How far do I have to drive that? I guess about 300 yards. I could try driver, but I don't think it's going to go very well. And why that's significant is like, it's not like I have like stats I can upgrade on this character. Like, the distance on these clubs are about what they are. You know what I mean? We'll try driver, see how terrible this is. Apparently I can just drive out of the rough. Maybe like it affects the percentage. Yeah. Hitting driver out of the rough though, like that's not bad. There we go. Now we're on fairway. That's like, does that mean that I have a high risk of just being short every time on that course? I can't increase my driving speed, my driving distance, or my power beyond like doing 110 or something like that. All right, so winds to my back, going to the right, pretty strong. So definitely want to do one of these numbers, about 124 from the pin. That's 175. 55. How am I 9-iron looking? 126. That's about where I want it. We're gonna go 85. Still a little short. I got fairly conservative there. I mean, I'm not super worried because, well, where's my dude? If I want to take my shot, where? Oh, that's so weird. So he's all the way over here? Okay. Let's see where the wind is. I guess maybe they have the camera for, and because these are probably all pre-rendered images, right? So they probably got the camera in certain spots, and then they just place the sprite over that, and that makes a really wonky, very wonky interface, especially when I have to click my golfer. So I got crosswind going to the right. Okay, man. Probably sand wedge. 40 yards. Probably not that much wind. Okay. Drag and drop, baby. So I'm probably going to do 55, I think. That should be pretty good, I think. How close I get to the hole here? Pretty close. 52 inches off. That's not bad. Pretty close, friend. It's breaking a little bit uphill and to the right. So, alright, that would be fine. Give me a little more power. You're saying 4 feet. Maybe do like 6 feet. Oh, I rimmed. Oh, come on, bro. Damn it. Two inches. There we go. So, Sam, what are your thoughts on this golf game? This no frills experience.
Hole 3, a par 3, 175 yards. It's a straightforward hole in which the club selection is the key.
Does it make you want to visit the golf course? I know, baby. I know. Okay. So we are. I probably should listen to the dialogues. Probably would have given me some info on where this is all at in terms of what you call distance and all that. So let's check that out. Don't know yet if that translates the details of my swing. It definitely feels like. Let's see where wind is at, by the way, because I'm having like a straight on perspective on the pin. Looks like crosswind going to the right, slightly behind the ball. Probably not that much crosswind, so keep about there. 176 yards from the hole. So 3-iron might do the trick. I'll probably go 2-iron actually, knock it down to like 95. Yeah, I think the biggest difference again is, I got about 80% power. Dang, that sucks. Again, I think the biggest thing is how much detail they actually present you with the tools and windows and what have you that they present, which a lot of it is just you're not getting a whole lot of specific numbers beyond yardage, really. Like, I'm not going to have any guidelines, really, for if I'm going to slice or hook, how much that's going to be. I can only just judge based on how I shift my feet. I guess sand wedge, 75 yards. Downhill and to the right. Okay. So go to the left here a little bit. 16 yards. I almost want to do 15% maybe, because 33 would be 25, and I'm going downhill here. I think that might be adequate. I guess I need a little more there. And it's about downhill straight to the hole. That's 14 yards, or 14 feet, so we'll probably give it a little less. So 8. Not like that, maybe? Probably not straight enough, man. A little bit to the right. I'm trying to remember with T&E Soft. Do they provide different types of shots, like punches, chips, things like that?
Hole 4, Par 4.
That feels like it's kind of a main thing I'm missing here, especially with my short game. That's something I've very much grown accustomed to. So I'm not just yardage math to get onto the green, but actually have a little more control of what's going to happen with the ball when I get it on there.
Deserves respect.
Or like in the case of if I'm driving, there's a bunch of wind against me, not have as much. See if I can basically punch it through the wind. You know, things like that, which I'm kind of used to doing for these kinds of games. More or less straight on, tease a little bit to that direction, so I need to... Where's the wind at, actually? Wind is against me to the right. Perfect. I could probably make fairway. Right. And there's that for like... Is that what T&E offers then? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they got any more than that. So I haven't played much of Wicked 18. I think I have Wicked 18 and then Pebble Beach Golf, and those are the two T&E soft golf games I got. That wasn't a bad drive. I am improving, I will say. Still against me and to the right. Okay. I'm improving, y'all. Yeah, let's kind of go 6-iron. Let's just whack this a little bit. Yeah. I may still overshoot the green, but I've just been kind of used to being too conservative, so I want to try a different approach. Okay, yeah, so overshot a little bit. Probably could have added a little bit backspin. Sure. Oh, no, and I think it's very appropriate, too, because that's probably... There's EA's PGA Tour 96. There's this. And then there's the T&E soft offerings, which is like Wicked 18, Pebble Beach. I think they may have 2 other courses that were in Japan. Over the Japan release at least. And that's really it. Alright, so a little downhill, a little to the left. We want to give us a little more power than I've done before. 12 yards. Let's go sand wedge again. It's what, like... I have about... I'll call it 43 there. It's about 21. Let's do 20%. Yeah, not quite where I needed to aim for that. 10-footer. It's going downhill and to the left. Let's do it like not too much more about like that might be good. Oh man, like it was not much of a break. I thought I had gentle enough, but not so much. Putting game's improving. That should be enough. Get in there. Bam. A lot of 2-putting on my part. Well, do me a favor and highlight where I'm at? You have to find me. Okay, I'm at 6 over. Okay. It was pretty close. So I guess next question is, since Sam, you are a bit of a golf game aficionado like me, in a sense, at least you enjoy a good digital golf experience.
The name of the game here is to keep the ball in play.
Is this a golf game that you would consider playing? Ideally being that there wasn't trouble with acquiring consoles and all that stuff. And where would this fall in terms of golf games you would play? I mean, like, look at Tiger Woods stuff, golf club stuff, T&E Soft, obviously, what you call it, SNK offerings, NES Golf, you know, kind of just to throw down a list of golf games there. Okay, so the pin is there. I really need to be shooting further to the... It's out of bounds, rough. Fairway 251, that's pretty close to where I want to be at. Wind is going to my right and carrying the ball. Okay, so maybe a little bit to the left here, but I think we should be pretty good around there. I gotcha, yeah. It's like wine, you know, you want a good steak with your dry wine, but you can't really daily a cab all the time, right? Let's get it. Let's get it. That's a shot. That's a shot. Let's get it. .266. Let's go. Yeah. Oh my gosh, like with all that carry, I barely made it to the fairway, dude. So, okay. And we'll get back to your input here in a second in terms of my question before. But a big issue I have right now is just with the fact that the default settings for this golfer, if I didn't have the wind to my back, I probably wouldn't be making this fairway. So it's like they made the course and the driving strength of the default player, and I'm assuming there's no stat differences with the player choices there, but like I would be short of the fairway. Like, is that what we want? Is that what we want out of this type of game? I would assume probably not. Ooh, I got a bunker there. But this is a par 5, so there's a lot of distance there. Like, that seems off to me. Alright, so not just crosswind to the one from left to right. But no, I agree. There are easier golf games to play. And it's the interface, I don't think, really adds a great deal. That's where it's at. I want to see where roughly the bunker is. Flag. Okay, so bunker's at about 270. I think I'll be okay with driving this if I get... Actually, I might do a 3-wood here. It's probably going to be a better bet. Not that, like, not because of the bunker in this case, but just so I get a more workable distance for my irons. Let's get it. That's a sweet spot. Let's get it. That's a golf swing right there, folks. That dog will hunt. .224, pretty good. Pretty good. 84 yards, very workable with irons. Absolutely. Look at that. That's what we wanted right there. Yeah, because I think probably my favorites have been, and I would say Link's 2004, though that's very much a clone of Tiger Woods for the most part, which isn't a bad thing. Both are good games. I probably like the announcer media and stuff in Link's more than Tiger Woods. So Tiger Woods brings a lot of silliness that like the old Madden games used to have. You know, because that's sorely missed. Have an ambulance driving the field. Okay, so slight crosswind still. So we'll give it a little bit to the left. Not a lot. Exactly, yeah. And that's like where I've been, I don't want to say a struggle in terms of if I really like it or not. Because I think overall I do, just because it has been workable. I felt that I've been able to at least adapt to what it offers here. We'll go putting wedge. That'll give you a lot of air. Right. And it definitely, that's probably a big downside, is the interface doesn't lend itself well to, at the very least, reading a green. I think I'd be fine with most other parts of this, except for reading the green, because, and I'm assuming this is probably a side effect of how they put this together, which it feels like it's a series of pre-rendered images, and they slap your sprite on there. So you don't really have a fully dynamic view of where to move a camera to look at the green. And depending on where I look, I might not be looking at the green as if it's from the perspective of my player, which is really tough. Because otherwise, I don't know where my starting and ending point are. I can't make my line in the green, right? That's tough. I'm going to go 95. It's pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, with the putting wedge, I get a little more carry with that wind. You know what this kind of feels like, just how they did this? It feels like a Resident Evil camera thing, right? That's what this is. That's what we're doing here. This is put together somewhere to where you have some of survival horror games of the day for a golf game. And having a fixed camera for various areas makes it very difficult in this situation. This is really the most damning situation of it all. Because now this doesn't help. I can't chip to save my life with this. I think it's especially with the cameras behind the trees, look at the ball bounce. I'm like, oh my god, this is a survival horror game. That's what this is. Oh, golly, Miss Molly. All right, so this will be the wind to my back, sort of. No, I'm going against wind. See, that's again, like if I'm doing a chip shot, I wouldn't be having the ball hang in the air so much with the wind. Like, why would you do that? $15.30, $16.75. I think 25.30 is what I want. A little off the mark, but honestly, again, I can't read the green, so that doesn't matter a whole lot. This is about just getting it on. Not a terrible shot. But yeah, so I think overall, I really do like the subjective, and as you put, imperfect information is probably the best way of putting it, aspect of this game. I think that's really the star of the show here. I think it does work very effectively because it gives me a different experience with playing a golf game that I would have had otherwise, which is a lot of help from stats. I would do about a little over 16 there. Oh, dang it. A little too much power. A little too much power. I read that pretty good, though. And for the most part, it does work well. It's just, when it comes to the green, like, I can compensate for everything else that's going on with where I land on the fairway and trying to sort of work out perspective with where I'm at with the overhead map and the wind.
Hole 6.
That's because I have a view, at least, of my my starting spot and roughly where I want to land. With putting, there's a lot more precision involved, and
Water 280 yards.
not having a good straight line view of that is really tough.
Second shot. Bunker in front. Water
I think what would probably help is if they were able to do something like a grid system that you see in more modern golf games, and at least overlay that on their fixed camera perspective to at least give me that idea of where everything is at instead of having to move this circle around and not get a good view of where the pixels are at. That's kind of all that. Ooh, gosh. Okay, crosswind going to the left. If I go roughly straight on, I'm hitting fairway. Where's that at? I don't want the tee. Cool, so I got out of bounds or rough. Water. Yeah, like this ain't great, I would say. I'm trying to judge where the fairway is. I know roughly where it is. Yeah. Okay, where's the wind again? Okay, so it's going to the left. So I could probably afford a little bit going to the right and hope for the best. But I don't know, like, if I do full power on this, where's it going to land? So it's 355 to the tee, right? So this is 355 right there. I'm guessing I'm going to probably max out around that area. Yeah, overhead would be super helpful here. Let's get it. That's a perfect swing. That is a perfect swing. Probably in the rough, I'm guessing. 278 though. That's a good drive, bro. Oh, I'm on the fairway. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. So that was my line I came up with, was that. I was going for like this. But again, this does make you have those situations now because it's all approximation. And so it does simulate that by saying, okay, we'll give you where this pointer's at, the exact yardage, but you're only going to really be able to see down the line there, for better or for worse. Okay, it's going from right to left still. I'm going to do about like that. 79 yards. I'll do a putting wedge here. So we'll catch a lot of wind with this. I actually want to even do a little more like that. I think that will be good. Let's, oh, no. Let's do 90. Let's get it. Ooh, a little inaccurate, but power's there. Let's get it. A little too much power. Going in the rough. Am I overcompensating for my shortcomings earlier? I think so. Don't go on the cart track. Oh, perfect. Here we go. Now we know exactly where I'm at. I think about 40% would be good here because I'm going against the wind. 45. get it. Let's get it. See that wind, man. Serious. Serious. I think when they made the putting interface and all that, like for this, for example, I guess that's kind of the question: is how much of this is because they're doing the best they can with how they chose to create these courses, and how much of this is deliberate choice in limiting information. That's probably a little overdo it a little bit. Maybe. Oh, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Like, it feels like, for instance, a situation like that, how they worked out the whole land icon. Were they assuming that I really only need it when I'm kind of short to the cup to putt? Thus, they didn't really care a whole lot about where that looks for, like, going from the rough onto the green for short game stuff and whatnot, or even, heaven forbid, I kind of want to have some ideas of how the green breaks when I'm 80 yards out. Or is that this is how we create these courses, runs pretty well on the 3DO. We're not going to be able to give you a bunch of views of the courses themselves. We ain't Wicked T, so best of luck. Like, I don't know where that line is, really. You know what I mean, Gene? That's pretty good right there for starting. Let's see where our wind is at. Put that tongue and that finger out. Carrying the ball to the right. So I can give it a little more here. Pretty good. Not bad. Pretty good. I was going to carry the ball way to the right. Ooh, please still be on the fairway at least. Perfect. That's about where we want it. Pretty good. Carrying it, going to the right still. Okay. Pretty heavy wind, as I found out. So we're just kind of kick it like that. Because we're going to be probably using an iron here. So 6 iron at 155. Let's club up to 165. Yeah. Sounds pretty good. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, that's right. There's carry. Oh, I didn't have to do that much power. Dangum it. Yeah, we're going to go way out. Oh, don't be OB. Okay. Yeah, definitely the lack of overhead is deliberate. I totally agree with that. 25. I forgot about that carry. That's on me for that. So I'm going against the wind now. I almost want to do 40. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I misclicked. Crap. That's what I meant to do. Probably playing off of the kart track. That's no picnic. Yeah. And overall, an overhead map would provide a lot more information. 8 yurts. I think when this meter starts and not having a way of just canceling the meter really sucks. Not a fan of that. Let's see here, what am I thinking of? I think I'm going to want... something like that. That's a good safe play. So slightly downhill, slightly to the left. More to the left than downhill. So I'll keep that. Like a little bit like that. So 8 feet. Oh, see, it wasn't even that much of a break. I'm overdoing it on how that green breaks. Like, I see a little bit, and I think it's just so much more. It's not. It's pretty straightforward. What? What? I guess I accidentally hit the cursor there. Okay. There was one time, when was the first time I was playing this? I'm pretty sure I did not touch the cursor where I was aiming, but like, say, golfer hole is here, I putt, and the ball just goes like this way instead. For whatever reason, I'm like, why did the ball just go in the complete opposite direction? This sucks. Not great. Not great.
Hole 8, par 3, 185 yards. Water lies parallel to the fairway, but cuts in slightly before the green. There's a bunker on the right.
I do have PGA Tour coming in, because I found like, it was like a $10 listing for it. And I like golf games, so 3DO having the variety it does, it's pretty cool. It'd be good to compare that with this and the T&E stuff. I will say with Wicked 18, and I have to look a little more into it, because I didn't like, what you would say, read the instructions. The teaser. Okay, so this is a short guy. Okay, where's my wind? I'm assuming no wind? Okay, there it is. Oh, there's definitely wind. Okay, so it's going against me, and well, I saw the one cloud going against me and to the left. Okay. That's 185. Ooh, do I want to wood up on this? I might. So 110, 165 is there. Not bad. That could have been worse. I don't know if I overshot it at all. Oh, yeah, I did overshoot it. Yep. I was going to say for Wicked 18, I don't know if that had an overhead map either. And the issue I ran into was it's a course where it's basically a mountain, and on the top of the mountain is the green. You're starting at the bottom, but how the fairway works is the starting tees here. There's a fairway here and here on the lower level to go to the middle, and then come back up the back side of the green to get to the green itself. And so your positioning of where you're at on the bottom of the mountain is pretty important, but it's difficult because you don't really get to see the green or much of the orientation if you're even somewhat close to the rock face of the mountain. Because you're using your irons, so they're going to kind of pop up, but I don't know, like, relative to the course where I'm at. And I wasn't sure if there was that available for that golf game or not. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see, 25. Yeah, I think that's about what I'm going to want. Do 30. So I'm going against wind again. Yeah, that's why we do more. That's why we do more. Right, and that's true too, because they have really funky courses. I mean, it still plays well. I liked playing it, and I like, okay, this is about how this plays. I got it. This makes sense and all that. Slightly to right, ever so slightly. So I'll do like that. Right, which makes sense, especially because they had so many of those games. But yeah, it was more of like, it left me wondering, like, I just wish I had that sense of position again. Get in there, get in there, get in there, go, go, go. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, I would agree. And from what I've played, I've enjoyed them quite a bit. It's just like, when I found that situation, I was trying to figure out how can I mentally figure out where I'm at on the course, you know, and that was the tough thing, because I really do like Wicked 18. I like let's take this pretty much links like golf experience and just put stupid crazy courses and almost like a mini putt-esque approach to how we create difficulty in a golf course, which is terrible greens, small greens, crazy elevation, and a lot of like water traps, things like that. And I played it reasonably well for that being really my first real TNE soft game. Well, that's also with having played golf games before, so I at least had some ideas of what I wanted to do for play. Where's my wind at? Alright, back the ball, going to the right. So we want to swing this a little bit to the left. I don't know if I want to keep it quite like that line. Screw it, we're going to keep that line, sure. That looks good. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Keep me on the fairway and not in a bunker. 261. Let's go. Let us go. In the rough. Oh, where did we actually end up at a bit here? Wow. So, even, again, now maybe they keep the wind consistent with the holes. I doubt that, but even if they did, I'm with all like a nearly perfect drive, and I was to aim a little more to the right, I'm barely making the fairway. Like, what? I would have to do an overpowered swing, which I could. It'd be difficult. It'd be making it a much more difficult drive, and I'm usually not a very smart golf move. Like, we'll put it like that. Okay. Yeah, like that. 192. 5. We'll do 195 and knock it down a bit. Maybe about 90%. Are we on the green at least? Yeah? No. Dang it. I guess that's the rough playing a role on that swing, I guess. Dang. Okay. Well, let's go with the old sand wedge. Again, I think we're going to have that wind to the back of us and go in a little bit to the back of us and go into the right. So I'm going to do this a bit. Here I am. See, I'm going like this. Yeah, okay. We're just going to keep it at that. 50% is going to be too much. Keeps it smooth 45. Sure. I mean, at this point, it's like, how am I going to know what I'm aiming at, bro? So, yeah, this green's a little weird. So it breaks a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. It's a little uphill at first. Okay. So let's, I think overall we want to kick it a bit this way. That's, where am I at? 11 yards. Okay. Okay, so 35. So I'm going to go a little above 35 here. Let's just do it. Let's just give it some juice. Nope, too much juice. Too much juice. Too much juice. I mean, I felt like too much juice going in anyway, but... Yep. This is an easier one to read, at least. A little slightly downhill. Just here, that direction. I actually might want to go... Yeah, well... No, that's too light. I didn't want to go that light. Dang it. Dang it. Is slightly that direction. We're at 3 feet. That's still be too much, isn't it? I'm bringing my country down, man. Oh, goodness, where am I at? Yeah, 15 over. Perfect. Perfect. Oof. And part of it, too, I think
Hole 10.
there's only 18 holes.
Par 5,
Like, which again makes sense, just like the TNE stuff. Like, you get the 18 holes of a course, and that's it.
It can be reached in 2, but don't blink your eyes.
You enjoy it, love it, gotta have it. Sure. Per 5. She's my girlfriend. Got a brand new girl. Sitting on top of the world. So I got a brand new girl. So for the most part, it's backwind. Yeah. Just maybe slightly to the right, if anything. That tee's in a really extreme spot, though. I kind of want to move this a bit more. This direction. And I also want to adjust my footing. I want to see how I do that and how that all works. Stance. Use the control arrows to adjust your player's stance. Down opens the stance, causing a fade. Up closes the stance, causing a draw. Oh, hold up. There is chipping in this. We'll get back to that later. I'm trying to remember if a fade is going from left to right, and if a draw is going from right to left. So I think I want a draw. No, I think I want a fade, 'cause I think then that's like... Let's find out. Experimentation time. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the other one. Okay. Okay. Well, that's what we did. Hopefully we're on the fairway. Now we're in the bunker. Perfect. Yeah. Cool. Well, do more like this. At this point, who knows where the fairway is at? I don't know. Sand wedge, stance, reset, perfect. Here. Okay. We are 222 away from the... So that's where I'm at. The wind's to my back. All right, let's do it then. That sounds perfect. There's a tree. Got it. 177. We'll do this full power, wind to my back. But now apparently in the club selection screen, so let's see if we can do it here, for example. It looks like it was saying that depending on the club, I could choose the type of shot. So do sand wedge maybe. No. Oh, you can take a step back. Oh, gosh. Okay. This says, in the club selection icon, select the club with the B button and the distance box will appear. Click a second time on the same club for the power meter. So I go to club. I'm on my 5-iron. Click it again. This is where I change my type of shot. And I can adjust my power here. How about that? It was only buried by clicking the same club again to bring that up. That's cool. Cool. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. This is fine. This is fine. This should overshoot the green. Should. And maybe taking a step back means it moves the camera back. Maybe that's what that step back is. This is the perfect angle, really. This one right here. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we're in the sand. I want to chip this in, baby. I said I want to do it to it, full swing, short chip. Yeah. Still says 75 yards. Okay. So I don't know if that actually how it alters the distance. We're gonna find out. Yep. Yep. Because what? 35% roughly is going to be my. Get them tater chips. About 25%. That's about 20. I think that's about what I want. Just go back in the sand. Yep. So I probably can't do a chip shot very well at the bunker either. That's going to be part of it. I just want to try a chip shot at least. Full swing. Yeah, full swing will probably be the best. No. Cool. Boo! Because I misclicked the wrong spot. Good. Yeah. Hey, we can try a chip shot at least. Cool. So let's go with this. We're gonna do a short chip. Yep. And again, power-wise, $15. I'm assuming we're going to need much more power. So that was 15, right? And do we still have a chip shot? Because typically when you're doing a chip shot, it's a big change to your distance. Now, I don't know math-wise how that works out on this. I don't have a feel for it. So, which I think that'd probably be where practice really helps out. So if we go the opposite, we're going to do 100%. Okay, 100 gets us what, 20, 25 yards? Yep, okay. Back in the bunker. Good. Should be a full swing, so shouldn't have a lot of issue getting out of the bunker. But we do, so that's okay. I love the bunker. My favorite spot. Did we lock up? Oh, it's still moving probably. I like, did we lock up? I don't think we're still on chip. Are we? Did it keep chip this time? Or it's just like the power is so altered by the bunker. I don't know at this point. Don't know at this point.
Well, that's a bit of a mess.
At least have a little sound effect for it going out of bounds. That's cool. But yeah. 3D maths engine. It's not math, it's maths. It's plural. Everybody. Oh man, and we definitely can't do the whole World Cup of Golf tournament here because that's 4 days, 1 round per day of golf. Oh, goodness. We're just going to scoot out of here. But that's World Cup golf. I don't hate it. Trying to find them CD tracks. You gonna find them? We just not doing CD audio anymore? We done with that? Are we done with CD audio? What class said? Sorry, designed by. Oh, hey, Robert Trent Jones. All right. Join the Soka atmosphere. You have the option to play World Cup or try other tournaments. You have to play World Cup during you get professionals, and so you can't use your handicap. Are you ready for it? So that's kind of cool to know that it was hosting World Cup golf. Well, what is World Cup golf? Like, I'm used to having PGA, LPGA, and there's like European leagues. What the crap is a World Cup golf? Like, is that a thing? I mean, I assume so. It has to be, but what the crap is World Cup golf? So it's a PGA Tour event, it looks like. I think this is where they have their 2-man teams. Yes, I guess it's an event that It is a PGA Tour event where they have 2 people for each country for doing an event at a golf course. And that's what this is, which, I mean, I'm not super duper on it with golf, so, but, okay. Makes sense. Got it. I think, though, that might be it for me, I think. All things considered. We checked out some World Cup golf. Got to get a feel for it. Got to see of the era, of the time, of vintage, what's offered in terms of a golf game, for better or for worse. You got to see some of what I was kind of thinking of going through with trying this game. I would probably give it a spin again every now and then just because of the imperfect information offered. It's a bit of a unique experience compared to other golf games available, modern or even vintage, honestly. Like, I think even Lynx and some of the other 3DO games, they have more traditional information available when playing and considering a shot. So this is unique in that fashion. These days, I would never be able to get people together to play World Cup golf unless I paid them or something. I don't know. But I could see if you had golf enthusiasts at the time, this game would really sing having all those people because of that team aspect and having that element of playing this. But I think without the mouse, this is really clunky to play. So I'm really happy I have a 3DO mouse. But even then, oh man, it's rough to navigate through. Like, the instruction manual really helps, for sure. But yeah, that's it. That's World Cup golf. Now you know. Now I know. Now the world knows, and we got to, I think I looked up some YouTube videos on this before, and it wasn't very clear how people were playing the game, so hopefully this is now evidence for the world of this is roughly how you play World Cup golf, and what you need to do to adjust to actually hit the ball where you want it to go and putt and all that. So, providing new information for the interwebs. Yippee skippy. But that's it. So, have a good night. Sweet dreams. Play golf? I don't know. We'll do that. Yep. That's the closer. That's how we close it up. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Woke up from a dream where the moon fell to the ground. Inside a hotel room that was burning down. There's a man walking low to a town he came from. Down the highway, started from the burning sun. Churches and all waving in the air, and I seen a prostitute said she once had a care. Woke up from a dream where the moon fell to the ground. Inside a hotel room that was burning down. There's a man walking over to a town he came from. Down the highway, started from the burning sun. So 20 million churches, all waving in the air. And a seething prostitute said she once had a care. And all the little children ran dance in the grass. Inside the nation, that would be the last. There ain't gonna be no kings, you won't wanna sit and sail. When the hills run like rats from a shell. Woke up this morning and I went for the sight of your eyes and a kiss. Don't know how you feel with the moon falling down. I'd like to spend the rest of my life in your room. Ain't your pumpkin pie? It's Halloween outside, you got something in your eye. Better cut across the room. Smile at me, ignore all my woes. And a bathroom song. You are the best of them all. Talk about romance movie. And the ones that I might love. I lied about all the world that I told your friend. You're still my mind. That train never left. And everything I needed is gonna go away. And everything I wanted will never stay. It's like a Halloween costume that cuts it down. Every good thing must come to an end.